Hi, this is Ben Ivey, the fulfillment artist, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to be more influential. Now, throughout my time through being in LA, being in Shanghai, being in the UK, there are certain common things that people have that allows you to influence them in different ways. And this applies to your business, this applies to your clients, this applies to your relationship, this applies to so many different factors. So to make this the most powerful video possible, I decided just to list as many core components as I can and explain them briefly. And I want you to take whatever it is that you need from this video and implement it and practice it to allow yourself to become more influential. And I use these all the time. When I go to networking events, when I meet clients, everything. So without further ado, let's start. So the first thing is copying body language. So matching and mirroring is the NLP term. But basically, when you look at two people when they're in rapport, they will have the same body language. When you go to a bar, two women will be in the same pose, like leaning on a chair like this, right? Whatever it is, right? And so as you walk about, watch, when two people are in rapport, they will be having very, very similar body language. So you can use this to your advantage to be influential. So let's say you're speaking to someone new. If you copy their body language, and I mean, not like as they move, you move as well, or as they itch their nose, you itch them. You have to keep it subtle. But it allows you to unconsciously create rapport with someone and allow you to influence them much more than if you weren't to be aware of this. So it's a fantastic way, and you've got to practice it. Be subtle, but just be aware of this walking around today. You'd be so surprised how often this happens, but most people aren't aware. Next, mirror their language. So what do I mean by this? There will be certain words that they use, and so in orders that they use them that you can mirror and use for them to feel that you're in more rapport. So for example, someone may say, oh, that's fantastic. Fantastic. If you use the word fantastic, they will feel like they know you better, because people like people that are similar to themselves. So using that is a fantastic way for you to mirror them and unconsciously influence them. So that's something that you have to do. Next is use a similar tone of voice. So if someone comes to you and they in an angry tone, they're like, oh, I'm really annoyed, then you can go, yeah, I was just as annoyed at work today. They'll be like, really? Tell me more. And then after you've said, like, yeah, well, actually, yeah, this thing happened, and you can start moving back, and you can move them out of that and into whatever you want. And they're the psychologists that people will come in, he would just copy their voice, and people feel, wow, I just feel you really understand me. And that's only because they're copying the voice. Someone's feeling a little bit sad or they're speaking a bit soft to be like, yeah, I really understand where you're coming from there. And it allows you to break through, different barriers and create that influence. Because this is what this video is about, creating influence. So once again, that's something that you should really practice. Next, a bit more advanced, is looking into VAK. So VAK is if they're a visual, audio, or kinesthetic person. So you can judge this by the language that they use. So for example, if someone is a visual person like myself, I'll say, yeah, I can see what you're saying. Yeah, I picture it. I can't really see it yet. And I'll use those sorts of words, see, picture. So if you listen out for them, if they use it more often, or it's the first thing that they say, that may be their primary. And if you use that as well, do you see what I'm saying? I would understand that more. But let's go to another one, which is audio. But do you hear what I'm saying? Do you hear me now? I'm just having trouble really listening to that idea right now. And the other one is kinesthetic, which is feeling, but I just don't have that right feeling. I don't know, I just feel uncomfortable. So look for those, look for that, right? You can even look for the person, like people that are audio will have really nice headphones. They will wear, like, if you look at kinesthetic, they're gonna have comfy clothes. It's gonna feel good. So that's something to use. And once you understand that preference, talk more using that language. So instead of saying, oh, do you understand what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? How does that feel to you? Or does that make sense? Are you hearing what I'm saying? Because as you start to do that, that's a really powerful way, once again, to influence them more, but also to build rapport. Next, never criticize, condemn, or complain. Because if you start criticizing things, condemning things, complaining, it stops you being that positive influence in their life. You don't want to be a sponge sucking energy, so don't be that negative influence. Instead, look at things in a positive way and positively affirm things that they're saying. Because if you do that, that will help create that influence of you being someone that can support them on their journey instead of being someone that saps them of energy moving forward. Next, this is really, really important. Find something in common. Because if you find something in common, people like people that are like themselves. So something that I always do is when I'm speaking to someone and I find something that is in common, I speak about that subject. Or I find a way in which I can talk to them through that. Right? So let's say there's a web developer. Okay, I can start using his language. Oh, so you do front end, back end. Are you a full stack? And so, yeah. I mean, I used to do that as well. In my first business, I started to code a website. It's really fascinating. It's really difficult. And then you start talking on their level, on their terms. Someone says they like horse riding. Oh, I love horses as well. Right? And it allows you to influence them. Don't lie, right? But find whatever the common ground is and focus on it. Whether it's football, whether it's a sport, whether it's, a certain type of person in their life that they're finding difficult to deal with. Whatever it is, find a common ground, because that will help you be so much more influential. I cannot tell you. It's so important. People love people that are like themselves. It's something that you have to do. So next, as you're finding more things in common, listen more. You have 2 ears for a reason. Only 1 mouth. You should listen at least twice as much. Because if you're listening, then you're learning. You're learning a lot. And you're understanding everything about the person. Let them speak about themselves. Understand more about them. Listen to them. And that'll really help you move forward with understanding them, influencing them, but also with them feeling that you truly get them and that you understand them. Because if people feel understood, and you feel that you really get them, then it's very easy to influence them in the correct way. So as you start to move forward with that, you want to look into appreciating more as well. Because people love it when you appreciate the little things about them. It could be a compliment. It could be saying, wow, I really appreciated it. Let's say you have a team. It could be, wow, I really appreciated that you took the time to check the details and you changed that. And that's really, really, really powerful for us. So thank you, because otherwise I would have never picked up from it. And it would be a bad representation of our brand moving forward. And appreciate those little things. Find something to appreciate about them. Because people love that. You're literally just stroking their ego. And I'm not saying, use everything in like this bad way, but it's also in a way of understanding like all humans are very similar. And if you are appreciating them and you are saying things that allow them to, feel good, that's a great thing. Next, talk in terms of what they want. So what tends to happen when you're trying to influence someone is that you've got your point of view, they've got their point of view, and you say, well, this is good for us because of this, and they say, well, this is good for me because of that. So you say, look, you want this. So here's an example. You want a car that is, really fast and cheap. Okay, so that's what you want. So talk to them in that terms. So you want a car that's really fast and cheap. So these are the things that we have available. What else is it that you want? And they say, oh, well, I want to have this as well. And they say, okay, well, maybe it'd be better to go with this car. And whatever it is that they want, tailor whatever it is you're giving to that. Because then they will feel that, oh, you're getting a tailor-made thing, it's bespoke, but it's for that person. And that's a fantastic way to create a time where they feel that you are purely there for them. It's a fantastic way to influence people. Another one is play the yes game. So by the yes game, I mean get them constantly saying yes. I remember when I was doing sales a long time ago, you'd want to get the person to constantly say yes. Because the yes game forces people to go through the loop. And they use this in charities a lot, like, oh, would you be willing to come along to a free day just to talk to someone that is in need? It would take like 5 minutes. They say yes. So then you do that. They say, oh, well, would you be willing to speak to someone for, let's say, 15 minutes? You say, oh, yeah, of course. And it's these small incremental steps. And then they say, oh, would you be willing to give blood to that person that you've just spoken to? Then say yes. And then, okay. And then you start moving forward. And then by the end of it, you're like giving an organ. But that all started just from, oh, would you have a 5-minute conversation with someone? But it's just because you're yes, 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 in small steps. So don't try and go for the big sell and don't try to influence them immediately. Start to play the yes game. Get more yes, 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 yes. Because then they're programming themselves to say yes, 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 of course. It's a great way, because as soon as you start getting no's, yes, then their mind is like, oh, I'm not sure. So make sure to play the yes game. Another great one to use is give them a reputation. So what do I mean by this? This is, tell them something that they are to live up to. So, I know you're a really trustworthy person. I know you're someone that really likes to take action immediately. You're clearly someone that has a high level of integrity. So when you say you're going to do something, you always do it. That reputation that you're giving them, they will live up to because you're saying that. And if you say it in front of someone else, then that reinforces it. This can be negative, this can be positive. You say, oh yeah, he's a very shy child. To an adult, whilst he's there, he'll become a more shy child. But if you say he's a very confident child, he will become more confident. It's fascinating how much we can influence people without being aware. Like the whole point of today is to help you guys understand and be aware of how you're influencing. But I have one more tip, and that's smile. Because when you smile, it's literally contagious. It's weird. Like while watching this video, if I'm like this, you'll feel yourself going, no. It's so fascinating. So the more you smile, the more you actually put that across, the more of influence you're going to have. It's something small, but you can smile at any point during the day. But most people walk around like this and then want to influence people. And no. Smile, because that'll really, really help you move forward. So these are some great tips, but as always, there's other resources you can go to where you can get much more. Now, one of the best resources I know is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. It is one of the best books you could possibly read. So if you're learning to influence, read that book time and time and time and time again. Another resource, learn basic NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. It's what I've spoke about with the like body languages, the NLP, different patterns, and that'll really help you, moving forward so that you can create that. So I would say those two resources hand in hand are very, very, very powerful. And that'll give you a fantastic level of influence that most people will never, ever, ever have. So with that, I'd say use what I've given you. There's a ton of stuff there. And I look forward to hearing how you're influencing the people around you in a much more positive way. Just remember that you can't change people. You can't change anyone. You can only change yourself. But you can model and you can influence people in subtle ways that can help change behavior and move people forward. So use them for good, not for evil. And I look forward to seeing how everything expands moving forward. Drop me a comment below if you've got any questions on any of the things that I said, because I know that I've covered quite a lot there. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you.